Thank you for viewing this video brought to you by the Prosecutors Center for Excellence in Equitas. On May 12, 2022, we hosted a recruitment and retention pop-up. The following presentation features Barry Weiss, the Administrative Officer for the Onondaga County District Attorney and Special Advisor to the Office of Career Services at Syracuse University College of Law, on addressing defense bias in law schools and developing partnerships with law schools. A full biography, additional videos, and materials are available at pceinc.org under events.
Thank you, everybody. And I am still with the District Attorney's Office part-time. I retired a couple of years ago, and I am embedded, I guess, in career services at the law school at Syracuse University, which our office has been associated with for the entire length of the time I have been here. But we were losing people because career services was non-existent. In fact, you're going to hear from one of our star ADAs in a moment who would have been lost if we were waiting for career services. He used a DA network of basically alumni to come find us, and we found him. So I know I'm not going to I'm embarrassing Alphonse, but that is true. Basically, I think one of the big things, and I agree with everything that has been said, is communication. I have been at the law school career services since December, and I have made an effort over that time to meet individually with every member of the faculty in their office. And every person I talk to, I hear, "You're the first person from career services who's ever been in my office." And my response is, I'm probably also the first person from the DA's office ever to be in your office. And I get, oh, absolutely. In fact, there was one person who said, "Oh, your boss isn't progressive enough, compared to others." And I go, "Did you know that he started a drug diversion program in April of 1992? And they're like, "No." And so it's basically I'm going door to door. I'm trying to change the attitude door to door, and the faculty, as much as the students, have to hear the message. And I've probably helped to cause a little bit because some of the professors all heard the first placement I made was in the White House Office of Drug Control Policy with an alumnus of Syracuse University Law School who was thrilled to have someone and placed him. Probably helped my credibility a little bit with the students as well. But it's listening, it's communicating. As Noel just said, these students need someone to talk to. They literally need a guide and someone to hold their hands. I was on the phone yesterday with an hour with a student who had just the basic, how do you start a relationship? I'm like, okay, you're asking me, but I went through it with them and talked to them. And it's recruiting. It's also collaborating among offices. For the first time in the 30 years with the District Attorney's Office here, we have communicated to Westchester and Queens. In fact, the Queens DA's office has hired 4 students from Syracuse University Law School. And I met them individually trying to go, what are your expectations after they've been hired? And many of them it was like, well, it's going to New York City and all that other stuff. I had to explain to them a little bit more what the job was. So we have to do even a better job of communicating what's going on. In New York State, we have the New York State Prosecutors Training Institute, which is a communicative group of everybody finding out jobs posting and research and communicating. And it's important. And thanks to Chris and Sophia for doing this, is people knowing what others are doing. That's a really essence. And I teach a class to undergraduates on the opioid crisis. And I have a group of speakers who come in and talking about what's practically going on. And most of the students all talk about, we never heard what was going on practically. That's a different perspective. And most of them are, the social justice, rah, let's change the world. And when they hear the different perspectives, I never realized there was another side to the story. We need to tell the other side of the story. And that's literally what I am doing person to person at the law school. One of the things over the last couple of years teaching a class, I've done more letters of recommendation than I have in probably 20 years. And I always ask these students, why me? And I always get the same response. You're the only one who listens to me. You're the only one who treats me as an adult, and the only one who's given me practical knowledge and experience that I can share. We need to extend, as the Academy in San Diego, extend our message to people all over and give those practical experiences to students, not only law students, but undergraduates. We have in our office, and have for 30 years, we have about 25 to 30 interns for the summer. 8 of them are law students. The rest are undergraduates. In fact, of the 110 employees, over a third were interns at one time or another. And if they're not here, they're in some other offices around the country. So it's communicating, it's literally telling our story. And we had an interview this morning with a Syracuse University law student who was asked, why us now? And they go, well, the impression I had of, being a prosecutor was different than what I've gained over the last year or two. And I want to be more community and victim minded. And that's the message we need to convey to people. We're helping victims, we're doing justice, and we're all doing justice together. We just need to communicate that and continue to for down the road.